Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice and to another Dimash Monday. To date, we have done 36 reactions and analyses of Dimash Kudaibergen, so I guess we know him pretty well, and he's awesome. But we haven't done War and Peace yet, so that's what we're going to do today. And we're also going to take it from the most recent live tour that Dimash did. This was in 2020, the Are Now tour. It was unfortunately cut short due to COVID, but this performance then is from March in 2020, and it was in the Ukraine. So let's get to it. Before we get too much further, we need to talk about the sound palette that's being used here. This is very similar to what you would find in an epic trailer, like a blockbuster film trailer. It's often people want a hybrid electronic orchestral sound for these kinds of like epic trailers that are happening. And I think it's really important to note that because this is about war and peace, right? That's the title of the song. And you see these images of war, I'm assuming, that are on the background. That is something that's very epic that happens, right? It is huge in proportion. But then Dimash's voice, when he first came in, that sounded to me like the peace in the middle of it, the way he held one note out and had that, he's got such an angelic tone. It's really, really, really lovely. And then when he started to ornament it, that sounded like a little more pain came in. He even had this really gorgeous break at one point in that ornamentation. But I digress a little bit. It should just be noted, this is definitely looking at that film-esque direction that we've heard Dimash go in just a couple of different times, especially when you have the drum kit in there too. That gives it that warlike aggressive rhythm as well. So I think it's very important to note these different instruments because I'm curious if maybe they'll be the war and Dimash will be the peace, or how this will evolve. Where's the peace in this song going to be is my question. Let's go back to his entrance. It sounds like he's using some ornamentation from probably traditional Kazakh music here. I love that break. It's very curious to me here that he is sticking with this sound that has a lot more air in it. Dimash could absolutely have more power and blast through this, but instead he's choosing to float on it. Very, very deliberately choosing to do this. I know his voice at this point, he could have had a lot more compression and still had like a pure sound there. He wouldn't have had to blast through it. He could have just chosen a sound that had less air in it if he wanted to. He's a lot of choices available. But he is really going for tons of air in the sound right now. I'm not sure if that's to show some of, like, I think that air is present when people weep a lot of times, or maybe it's smoke. or it could be that angelic, the peace in the middle of it too. It definitely has lots of different ways that I think you can interpret that coloring. I think it's a really interesting choice. I haven't heard him deliberately choose to put that much air in his sound on many other occasions. I also, again, I love how precise his ornamentation is. Like, these notes are so fast. They're so fast. And it sounds like he's letting a little bit of vibrato help with those notes too. But he's really super specific. Like, the chromatics are just tight. So very, very nice. Just to note to you guys, if you don't already have a great pair of headphones on, definitely see if you can get a hold of some, or like at least some monitors that are split out. They've clearly done some awesome post-production on this. Live concerts can be hard to capture and do post on sometimes, but they've done some really, really great stuff here. I definitely am hearing some panning, so it sounded like I had shaker here, maybe a cello that came in here. So it's got some nice clarity in the sounds in the headphones. Really, really nice. Let's go back to that interlude one more time. That was interesting. Huh, yeah. Nice. I can't get over the way he ornaments things enough. Or I can't talk about it enough, and I can't get over it. Clearly. And he was clearly putting a lot more compression on the voice at this point. So he'd taken away that extra air that he put in during the first part. Definitely deliberate choices. I don't know why. And I think it's good to leave that to interpretation. Everybody should be able to empathize with that in different ways. By the way, I don't think I mentioned, I understand that this song is in Chinese, and I did look at the lyrics ahead of time. One of the ones that stuck out to me, I think, was "How much sorrow can a heart bear?" I believe that's what it said. I will post the full English translated lyrics in the About section of this video so you can check them out more. They were quite wonderful lyrics, so I definitely recommend that. And speaking of lyrics and how he's forming them, I am really appreciating how he has very exact mouth positions for each vowel. Every single language has different vowels that are in it, and sometimes like certain ahs in languages are brighter or darker. So it's interesting to see how he has very specific positions for each of these Chinese vowels as well. Very, very clear. Let's go back. I loved this run buildup that he had. Right here. It almost sounds like a melisma from a Handel oratorio that is ornamented then, which melismas are already really fast. Like these groups of like really fast notes. You see it a lot in Handel. Like if you think about the big oratory that the Hallelujah chorus is from, "Rejoice, Rejoice Greatly" is a song, or that the aria that the soprano sings, and it has tons of melismas, really fast runs. So he sounds like he's doing a fast run, but then ornamenting that run too. Just, it's fun. Yeah. It's like a modern handle. Oh, beautiful tuning. That was a great example of specific mouth shapes. Look at that, just those last 5 seconds there. Great. Ooh, fire. Hi. That was a great instrumental interlude. You can really hear, again, this mix of electronic and orchestral elements. You could definitely hear like tons of strings in there, concert grand piano at one point. But then the drum kit, those aggressive drums, you hear that sense of war really, especially building. You got more and more of that as it went on. And it sounded like at the end you had like a little bit of glitch in the sound as well. So that'd be that electronic element. It's really interesting. See, I'm listening to this again. See if you can pick out all of the different kinds of sounds and maybe put them in those different categories. So let's go back a little more. Nice vibrato control. Guys, so when you have a really high belted note like this is, it's really good to go lower in the support system. And look at the way he like actually gets down into the ground, like he like kneels into it for this note. Love that support. Nice shift. That's he just brought back the airy tone right here, and I'm curious, like what is the? I wish I knew the lyrics a little bit better right here to understand what that shift might be. But the children smiling in the background, I wonder if it is that piece or maybe even that sadness. Is that it? Okay, I think that was the end of it. We're gonna go back. I was actually just about to stop it when it ended, so I'm glad I didn't pause it at exactly the wrong moment. But again, back here, you can see him from a different angle go down for that high note once more. He's gonna belt here. Did you see him? You saw him like really lean into that front knee and bend it a lot more. This is kind of like a tenor stance that sometimes you'll see with operatic tenors as well, where they'll put one foot a little further forward and then like lunge into it to really feel like they're getting their support out of the stage. That helps essentially drop all the way down to the lowest breath muscles. So your pelvic floor muscles are actually the ones at the very bottom that can help control that breath support. And so that makes it so if there are muscles there engaged, the breath doesn't just like rush out and smack their larynx. So it relieves some of the pressure right here. Very important for high notes. Very, very important for high notes. If somebody doesn't have really good breath support there, then they're either going to feel really tired all the time or they're going to crack, or maybe both. But Dimash obviously sounds great and is able to sing very long concerts without an issue. So use this moment as inspiration for awesome breath support.
Yeah!
One of the things that I really respect about Dimash is his consistent messaging about unity. And clearly War and Peace speaks to that. The last line, I think, is how might solace be brought to humanity? You can hear that he's desperate for this. He's writing about it all the time. He's performing in this way. That's not necessarily the kind of subject that is going to sell really, really well, right? There are other subjects that we know from mainstream music might sell better, but this is his message, and this is what he wants to share. And I appreciate that he's got such a great mission. Really fantastic. Also, I'm really excited because he's going to be performing in about a week at the celebration for the US presidential inauguration. So you can be sure that I will be posting a reaction and analysis of that performance. And I'll also post a link to how you can watch that performance as well in this in the About section of this video. Guys, I don't get tired of Dimash. He's wonderful. So I will see you back here in a couple weeks again with another Dimash Monday. And please continue to make recommendations down below and come and say hello to me in Patreon sometime. And if you want to learn more about music and appreciate it more, check out my courses at thecharismaticvoice.com. Thank you.